That way they know what's going on. They won't keep talking. You know, they'll be able to. They'll just be silent when it gets to them, man. So hold on a second. I'm waiting on the live to show up.
Yes, sir. Looks like
Officially live,
we
man.
have arrived.
Yeah, man. Hold on a second. I'm waiting on the live to show up.
Yes, sir.
You know, I had somebody complain about it. Not complain, but she made a comment about having putting a Malcolm X picture in the background. So, you know, I put a Malcolm X picture back here. So hopefully it
Oh
should see.
yeah.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so let's wait for another minute. Another minute, man. I'm going to type here, hit like. And right on, man. Cool. I'm always thinking, man, we need to go live, man, at least once a day, dog. We've been talking about that for a minute.
Man, that's what we're scheduled up.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. We have some powerful deals, man. Some power fizzles. So, yeah, man.
That's some. Yeah, that's deep.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Might as well, man. A boss talk a day, man.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just talk about shit. Today we're gonna talk about LLCs, man. You know, we're gonna talk about
This is my thing on this. The audience is listening with that.
yeah,
You're generous. I get it. But
yeah.
our people don't appreciate generosity because the same person in a different, how can I say, in a different skin, they get paid. They and they
We just talked
they
about
give
that too.
less. They give you less.
Yeah,
Like if I start talking about LLCs, FLPs, bop, boop, boop, bop, bop, bam, I just compromise my entire company. Now you're gonna pay for my 20 years of hard work. You're gonna pay because if I talk and I fluff you, then I'm gonna be he's not genuine.
yeah,
He's not okay then. All right.
yeah. What's up, Hanlon? Hanlon just rolled up in the building, man.
What up? What up?
What's up, Cannons?
Yes,
You know what I'm
sir.
saying? All right, man. So we got Hanlon up here, man. So I guess let's start, man. You know, he
Yeah.
always come out to support, man. Appreciate that, bro.
All day.
Hold on, I'm gonna share this to my Facebook real quick, man. Hopefully, man, the few thousand motherfuckers on Facebook, man, will be like, yo, man, let's go check Darren shit out, man. Or they'll be like, nah, man, go check his shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that dude. Anyway, man. So, yeah, man, it was kind of funny that, you know, we were sitting there talking and you said, hey, man, let's come up with a, you know, a topic. And I have an idea. And I was like, what's that? And you said, man, let's talk about 5G. And I was like, oh, the Internet of Things.
Mobile communications, man.
Mobile communications, man. Yeah.
Extremely powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Very formidable.
Yeah. So you want to talk about it real quick? What the Internet of Things is, man? You want me to kind of go to a definition?
Yeah. You can go to a definition and then we can kind of matriculate from there.
Okay.
Break some things
Right on.
down.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. So, like we always say, man, in the beginning, man, we like to define things. That way, we have a lingua franca. We have a common knowledge or common language, so we can really have a great discussion, and we're all on the same page with what we, you know, with what we're talking about. So there's no confusion. I like to call that the aardvark method. You know, obviously from Malcolm X, biography of Malcolm X. So the Internet of Things, or the IoT, or 5G, is extensions of internet connectivity into the physical devices and everyday objects embedded with electronics, internet connectivity, and other forms of hardware. These devices can communicate and interact with the others over the internet, and they can be remotely monitored and controlled. Wait a minute, hold on. What's that say again? They can be remotely monitored and controlled. What did that say?
I can't see it even though you're sharing the screen. You still
Hold
can't.
on, let me go back to it, man. I'm gonna go back to it, dog. Let me blow the screen up, man. The Internet of Things is extension of internet connectivity into physical devices and everyday objects. Embedded with electronics, internet connectivity, and other forms of hardware, these devices can communicate and interact with others over the internet, and they can be remotely monitored and controlled. They can be remotely monitored and controlled.
Yes. I mean, it's going to segue into some things. That's why I want to talk about it, because of the advancement of technology. Technology is outgaining, out evolving, if that's a word, science, because the technical advancements that we're having is giving us insight on expanding science and the study of science, the implementation of science, right? Because the science is basically the observation of nature.
Mm-hmm.
And so technology gives us an insight on unlocking more phenomena within nature. So when
Right.
people use terms like supernatural, that means things that are outside of things that are natural,
Mm-hmm.
supernatural. So what it's doing, technology is doing, is diminishing the phenomena or supernatural things within the realm of nature.
Wow, that's a lot right there, man.
Right.
So they just taking things and basically it's making normal supernatural,
Yes.
and so then it makes us all it puts us all into some sort of God consciousness.
Yes. It kind of it's like common reducibility.
Mm-hmm.
Really being reduced to a common thought, a common understanding, a common level. Now I don't mean diminishing. I mean like scaling. Things are being scaled down. Because when you look at 5G, we talk about the dangers of 5G.
Mm-hmm.
So in the article I read, and I'll read it verbatim, it says many studies have associated low-level RFR exposure with a litany of health effects, including DNA single and double-stranded breaks, which leads to cancer, and oxidative damage, which leads to tissue deterioration and premature aging, and a disruption of cell metabolism. Now, when we're talking about 5G, let me say this real quick, man. When we're talking about 5G, I want you to imagine a light bulb, and it's emanating light everywhere. That's 4G. That's 3G, 2G, 1G, and 0G. That's what it's always done. It emulates waves in which cellular signals travel on, like Wi-Fi, right? With 5G, imagine a flashlight with a direct light that's directed. So now when you're driving in your car, 5G, as the satellites and everything are set up, it will have the ability to shoot it right at you. Bam, precise, so that the speed is ridiculous. The speed is going to be unheard of. But that's going to be okay. That's great. But you're going to be exposed to kind of certain waves on some David Banner type stuff that can create other mutations that we haven't experienced, because the DNA is going to go through some breakdowns and the cells are going to change. Now, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I do want to tell you it's scientifically sound what the dangers are. This is not just a theory. This is fallible. This has been tested. We're talking DNA and cell movement. Some valid stuff, man. So it is something to think about, man.
Yeah, very much so, man. It's funny, man, with the Internet of Things, how they say there's going to be almost the transfer between devices will be almost seamless. And I know that now, and I can't really say it because I actually have a device sitting here, a listening device, listening to me right now. So every time I say the G word or Google, my device is going to say something to me. And so that lets me know it's like, okay, at the speed of my sound, when something comes out of my mouth, that device is picked up and has already gotten me an answer like that. And the way that you can transfer data, the way data will be transferred will be instantly. So, if you have like people with airdrops, there no longer is going to be like this lag time. A lot of times with, let's say, for example, um, when we watch like a YouTube video, and there's a lag time between when we actually are making a statement and that actually plays on our device, our computer or our phones or whatever, or television even. And what's really concerning, um, but it was concerning, but also it's really it's amazing. Technology is that it moves through the air. And knowing the laws of thermodynamics, you can neither create nor destroy energy. And knowing that is the case, the level of friction has now gone down, meaning the degradation of any energy output is going to drop. So there's less energy that you have to put into pushing something out. Then you start to wonder, okay, will we be able to start charging devices this way? Will we start? I mean, we already, like, I have an iPhone 8, and I can charge it just by sitting it on top of this thing. Just by
Right.
sitting on top of a charger. So then you start to wonder, like, okay, as the Internet of Things grows, right now the Internet of Things is what? Smart refrigerators, smart doorbell, Google Homes, Alexas, obviously our cell phone is in our pocket. You start to wonder, is like, okay, what else? When things really start to get dialed in, how much is that going to affect our lives?
Mm. That's deep, man. That's something to think about, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And then you think about me being someone that works in search is I think about, okay, how is it as a marketer, a search marketer, will I be able to put my product in front of somebody? So, and that's all data driven. So where do I get that data from? Well, I'm getting that data from the Internet of Things. Things are going to be tied in closer. So, like you say, the light will be able to go in directly on you. Yeah, like if I want to be able to market a product, I'll be able to market a product directly at you. Now that actually takes away from a couple things. It's dangerous in a few ways. One, it's dangerous because it affects your choice. It takes away choice
Mm.
because all your decisions are going to be already pre-made for you.
Right.
What's up, Kenneth, man? Salute, baby. Yeah, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So it's yeah, that's really what that's something that's really concerning. But me, is it takes away choice and free will, and I like to have choice and free will whenever possible, and I'm willing to pay the price that goes with free will and liberty. Maybe that there's an extra hurdle in life that I might have to go through in dealing with a certain kind of device because I don't want to get on these devices. Yeah, my wife got me a Google Home. Did I want it? No, but I'm gonna tell her no. No, I'm gonna plug the Google Home up and hook it up, hook it up to the internet and to the phone and all that other stuff, man. So, you got to wonder, is like, okay, how many people, are early adopters, are going to become adopters? How are they going to slide this in? We know for a fact it's killing bees. It's killing birds, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Real, you just missed me just going in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
if it's killing these animals,
Mhm.
I wonder how we're going to be held. How's that going to be held accountable for?
Yeah, it's going to be a mass tort.
Mm-hmm.
And who we going to sue, right? So then we look back and we say, all right, we got this mass tort. Uh, who's going to be forced to pay? Then you look at the legal system going to be impacted. The judicial system, the hospital system. The hospital is going to be impacted because we know for a fact that 5G causes for the breakdown of cells and causes oxidative stress, which destroys the DNA and it begins to rewrite the DNA sequences. So it literally is making something new just based on the cell phone that we have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we're just talking the cell phone. I
And we're
mean,
just talking the cell phone.
like I use Mac products, and
I'm talking this right here. No wonder it's not plugged up. Oh yeah,
yeah,
you're not plugged up. Ah,
the integration is like I can bounce data back and forth through my Mac and my iPhone seamlessly. If my iPhone rings, my laptop rings, and my iPad does the same. They're all married to each other, and that's what 5G is going to exemplify because it's going to be direct. So imagine like we're live now, and you guys see, you're kind of getting a bit of a delay, just a few seconds. But this is going to be so direct and fast. The resolution is going to be mind-boggling, but the health effects can be detrimental because with this kind of technology, they're going to start changing the screens and all this other kind of stuff. The video devices, there may be capabilities of two-way cameras because they're changing the screens,
hey,
the resolution displacement.
yeah,
I
and
don't
and,
want to sound like it's a theory.
and we actually tested. We actually tested, man. For fact, I know for 100% certainty that when you have this on and you're surfing the web, Google is watching what your facial movements are. Like right now, they're picking up on our voice, and they're actually probably throwing us into a new algorithm just based on this conversation. Um,
Mhm,
but yeah, man, it picks up. It picks up like hey, your facial recognition. If you're happy, if
mhm.
you're sad, however 10-4 hat that sounds, that is a fact because we've tested it, and I know it to be
Wow.
true.
Wow.
We tested a single variable, so that means we eliminated all the other variables possible and tested that one factor.
Wow. 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 Mm,
Scary, man.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? We hitting y'all with the 1046 at night conversation, man.
Well, a lot of people may not know, and I know you know, Darren, the history of the internet and the history of the World Wide Web. Would you know how old the internet is?
Shit, man. Probably 50, 60 years old.
The internet is actually about 30 years old, 40 years old. Let me check that. I remember. And there's a difference, everybody, from the internet and the World Wide Web. The web and the internet are two different things. The internet started in 1983, which is TCP/IP. And then from the research, and it began to assemble networks of networks, which is the TCP/IP. Let me make sure I explain this right. It became more recognizable in 1990, and that's due to Tim Lee, I think that's his name. When he invented the World Wide Web. So the internet is a little older than the web. The web is how we interface now. We go and we have a network of people on YouTube, different domains and sites. That's the World Wide Web. But the actual internet is 1983. So the web is still developing, still ongoing. That's why you have a lot of beta things happening. So much stuff happening with Google and Facebook. You got code changes stuff just nonstop. And so understand that we're in the midst of a technological renaissance. Things are just moving at lightning speed now. Darren, can you explain TCP/IP, man? For those that don't know, you saying all this stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's how devices talk over the internet. It's how they communicate. So they communicate with a series of sounds, and so those sounds are it's again it's transfer control, internet protocol. I believe that's it. I just had it pulled up, man. So hold on a second. Let me.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull it back up, man. TCP IP. So he's like, what's your IP address? Your IP address is where your device lives. So, and it's kind of what your device is. It's the name of your device. So it's Internet Protocol Suite. At the risk of reading this information, you guys, I know you guys are very smart people. I'm going to skim over some stuff. So that's really what's important. What's that?
I'm just laughing in real life, man.
Oh, what's she talking about, man?
He said I just put another 3 covers on my laptop.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, here it is. It's a set of rules and procedures. It specifies how data is exchanged over the internet. Like this. See, if this comes up, look at this. Do that. The two main of Internet Protocol defines how applications get create channels of communication across the network. It manages how a message is assembled into smaller packets. So if you remember back in the days of AOL and the modem, how it would make the sound, it'd be, or like Richard Pryor did in Superman 2, where, it was packets of data. So it's small little packets of data that can only move at a certain speed. And before we had fiber in there, remember I talked about the law of thermodynamics and how important thermodynamics are with friction. So those cables could only be, the speed could only be fast enough because of the amount of friction that the telephone network would be able to handle at data. Then we had the capability with cable, and cable then, of course, could handle greater bandwidth. And then we get to fiber optics, and so fiber optics is light, and so it's how data moves at the speed of light. So at the risk of me kind of just start talking, rambling on and on about all the neat things.
Well, that's one thing that's interesting is that when those of you who are utilizing Hangouts, you don't really realize how amazing that is. You got a potential of 10 different time zones that are simultaneously exchanging data at the speed of light. So somebody can be in Texas, China, Sri Lanka, Chicago, Venezuela, and talk all at one time, at the same time, and then stream in sync with every other time zone in the world. So
As we know,
basically,
I have a daily call.
continuum.
My fault, man. Go ahead.
You're basically defying the time continuum. Like time doesn't exist on the grid of the internet. It don't exist.
It doesn't.
That's kind of
So it takes us back. It takes us kind of back to our African, heritage, man. Where time, how does time? How do we see time? We see time as circular, man.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Not as linear. Linear. Um, things just are.
Yes.
We're in gradual states again because the law of thermodynamics. These are laws of physics. So you have the law of thermodynamics that it is the case for an afterlife, for a life where time does not exist. Because all energy, if we're beings made of energy and beings made of light, then we've always been here
Mm-hmm.
in one form or another.
Yes. Yes. This is fact.
Facts.
When when you imagine, just picture for those of you who are like comic book enthusiasts, if you're Blerd, you probably are. Something popular out now is like Endgame with the Avengers. Just imagine the Infinity Stones and how they're promoting the Infinity Stones. What each stone does is similar to what the law of physics encompass, and how that in science we observe nature, but now the technology that science created is moving more advanced than it. Because now you have this TCP/IP that is in conjunction with everyone's ISP in the usage of everyone's URL. And it's creating a phenomenal world outside of the physical world. The non-physical world is transposing physical objects at the speed of light in the form of image and sound. That is deep, man. That's like time travel. That's also serious. Oh, singularity, yes. Reduction, yes.
Yep. Singularity, man. And that's where we at, man. I think that when Google turned on their AI, they turned on Skynet.
Yes, man. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They turned on Skynet, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's crazy, man, how how the AI, the type of things the AI picks up on. I don't know if I showed you
Sure.
this.
I know. I'm getting attacked by Skynet. I keep getting my content copying it.
You want to see something cool? You want to
Yes,
see something? You want to see something cool, man?
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I can show you, man, the Google AI and how good the AI works.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys want to see, guys in the crowd. I don't know if y'all want to see this or not. Let me know if it's boring, and I'll wait. Let's wait for a second to see if what kind of consensus we can get, and I'll show you something really cool. Maybe if you want to see it.
If y'all want to see it, man, press 1.
Yeah, press
If you
one
like
if
to
you want
see
to
it,
see it.
press 1. If you don't care, press 2.
Yeah, man.
If you just like being a blerd, press something.
You know what I'm saying? Do like this. Press these buttons. Press this. There you go. All right. All right, y'all. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so we know about Google's AI. We know what AI is, right? AI is artificial intelligence, right? And artificial intelligence is machine learning. It's where we actually are teaching. When we taught a machine how to do something, and now that that machine knows how to do what we taught it, it then takes that information and it grows even further. So the AI can pick up on things like facial expressions, movements, points in time, data points. And it can take a series of data points and it can make a deduction based on those series of data points using mathematics. And so it's a totally fractal um, way of looking at things. So, all right, man. So let's look at AI real quick, man. Let's go to Google AI. Now, this is where you get to learn about all the good things that Google has a brewing. A lot of people may not even see this part of Google AI, but this is where, look at this, man. Talk about a music transformer and a MIDI wave. So it's going to actually be able to make music, composing, synthesizing audio waveforms with a coherent musical structure, meaning that a computer will literally be able to make music on its own, brand new, something completely new. So we're going to go to visual AI. We got video AI, so we can do a video content analysis. So it actually will be able to tell us. Hold on a second. This is one of my AIs reading stuff. So, oops. So this is kind of something that they're pitching out to business owners as a way you can look at this. You can detect objects, pick up handwritten text, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a picture that I have saved of Takashi 69, and we're going to see. A lot of times people think they can grab images online, and or let's pick something else. Not Takashi. Let's pick something else, man. Let's pick. I don't know, man. Let's pick Lassie. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick little search for Lassie. And so Lassie is a fairly common, image. We know Lassie the dog. We can see all this stuff. These all to us, this looks like basic dogs, right? We know it's a collie, but we don't know. Okay, is it is it Lassie or not? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab this because this is apparently this is Lassie's picture. I'm gonna save this image. Okay. Now I'm gonna head back over here to the Vision AI. I'm gonna grab this, just drag this image here. See dog. So we know for a fact the AI has just read this, and it knows with 85% certainty that this is a dog. So we know, look at this, man. It can break down what kind of dog it is. We know for now saying it's a dog, a mammal, what kind of collie. And then look at this, man. So now it's associating Lassie, rough collie, people who played at Lassie, how images, all the places online that have this image or have matches of this image. The different colors that have been associated with Lassie or this image. Yes. So that is like Google's AI. That's what the image actually sees. So it can get down to dog breeds, where the dog is from, etc. Now, if you guys want, I can show you how I can trick the AI. So let me know, man, if y'all want me to show you how you trick the AI. So just press press this number right here if you want to show you how to trick the AI. All right. So let's just say I'm gonna make the assumption that you guys want to know. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna make a couple edits to this image. Let's see. Let's gonna use this a regular image thing, Canva. And you guys know what Canva is. It's a free image sharing site. But do that. And then let's go here. Put an overlay over this. Now we saw that the colors that it was associating with Lassie was the brown, with different colors of browns or earth tones. So I'm going to do something. Let's go with like yellow. And let's kind of fade this out a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Let's do a background. Solid color, yellow. Let's say position backward. So we know the data points. So let me go again, position backwards. Right? We see Lassie, or what we think is Lassie, and what Google's going to think is Lassie. So, or maybe not. I don't know. Let's see how well this works. So this could be like the guy trying to jump up, trying to hide the Brooklyn Bridge. And the motherfucker's still there at the end. All right. Let's go back to the Vision AI. So we're going to reset it. And we're going to drag this version Lassie here. Now let's see what it tells us. Now, look at this, man. Now, within some degree of certainty, the certainty has changed. And we know now that it's an animal. Look at this, man. What was the first one that read us? Was Lassie.
Wow.
We've still got these images. But what I'm really pointing out is this. And I know with probably another 10 or 5 to 10 minutes more time that I really could fool this AI a little better. So how did I fool the AI? I'll say, yeah, this is what picked it up, is these colors. How did I do this? You know what I'm saying? How did I fool the AI? Or how am I starting to trick the AI? Well, there's a couple ways that you do this. There you go. Yeah, so there's a couple ways that you do this, man. And you want to change. There you go. So if you add horns, it'll change from pal to foe. That's dope. That's dope, man. So by making crops and images, by putting overlays, by putting logos, things like that. So that's the way that you can you'll be able to hide who you are if it comes down to it. A way that a way um, you can kind of trick the Internet of Things. Let's say you want to have your camera on, put like a tight little, like a yellow overlay, something that is a different color translucent over your image. Wear glasses, glasses with a tint in them. So until the AI or Skynet gets better, that's how we can fool Skynet. So scary, right? So that's the Internet of Things, man.
Wow, wow.
You know,
That's real serious, man. That's blurred. That's blurred-tastic.
yeah, it is, man.
That's blurred nominal, man.
Yeah, man.
But
That's
that's
totally
why I
right.
really want to talk about 5G, man. And I hope
Yeah.
everybody understands it. Go research it for yourself. Um, I think the next live, since we're gonna be doing lives quite a bit,
Mhm.
I did want to kind of do the elements of research, man. Teaching how to research.
That'd be great, man.
Because
See,
a lot of people,
Wikipedia is not the end all to be all.
what's that?
We're going to Wikipedia. It means like if I go to Wikipedia and find something, then it's not. It's like legit.
Exactly.
What the fuck? Are you serious, man?
I mean, when I was in college,
I
man,
can't use Wikipedia as a primary source.
you're done. I mean, in college, it's like, hopefully your student loans are up to date before you remove from the class. That's because you'll get an F. You're gonna get an F. There's a strong possibility that you're gonna get an F. So those of you who like to debate and fact check, there's a thing called critical reading that goes along with critical thinking.
Ooh.
So you gotta be a critical reader. There's actual art to that. And with critical reading will give you the guidelines to critically research. You can't just you can't muse. And a lot of times people kind of get their feelings hurt because or some people are indifferent because they feel they can out criticize you, i.e. being critical. No, being critical means you just being a jerk. That's really what that means. Just because you can critically snap at me and I'm not able to answer at the moment, that doesn't give you merit of knowing something. It doesn't do that. So just yeah, I think that'd be a good topic, man. I think. Would you guys want to hear about that? How to research, not just what to research, but how.
And real quick to talk about Wikipedia, I know what boy Ken has said, man. People can edit Wikipedia. I want to show you how people can edit Wikipedia, man.
Oh, you finna show them?
I'm finna show you, man. I'm finna show you because this is how, man. This right here. This is an example of how you can edit Wikipedia. So this guy right here is the guy who invented the commercial process for making decaf. His name is Ludwig Roselius, and Ludwig actually was he wanted to be a Nazi bad. He wanted to be a Nazi bad. He was actually rejected. His application was turned down twice. So it's funny as I kept thinking. I think a lot of time, and Ludwig, they probably went to him and he was like, because Nazi was all about speed and cocaine and amphetamines. He probably came to him and he was somebody's brother-in-law, and he was like, Ludwig, your papers are not in order. Anyway, so I found, like if you want to find somewhere that you want to be, like, I guess, cited on Wikipedia, so go and find a source, find an article. And right here, we see where it says citation needed. Citation needed. Then you go here. You actually, I'm sorry. You actually are able to make, to make an edit to the citation. So to edit to the area. So we go to switch to visual editor, so you guys can see it. All right. So this is where, if I wanted to go in and make a change, I could list like different, kind of list some different information, and I could cite myself. And as you see, I cited myself down here. Right there, man.
Woo! Now if that's not scary.
Yeah.
If that's not scary.
Here's one. Let me see another one. Let me see. Hebrew Israelites.
Uh-oh.
I think I put one in here for Hebrew Israelites.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, man. And I think I got cited for it, man. Let's see.
Really?
Yeah, man. Under Blerd Planet. So let me look and see. Because I wanted Blerd to get cited for something in Wikipedia. And I was like, well, why not find the
We're cited,
Israelites? Oh man.
Cited. So my lecture is now $10,000. You want me to
now I won't be able to find it, man, because it's like,
charge you like Dr. Umar. It's $10,000 because I'm cited.
Oh, Wikipedia.
It's $10,000. I'm a doctor now. Dr. Concert.
There you go, man.
And so while we're musing before we close out,
all right,
is accreditation important? Now, we got so many topics we can talk about, but is accreditation important? Because I know in this conscious community, you got Dr. Inky, Dr. Sabi, Dr. Umar, Doctor. Is accreditation important? And what about the doctors who are unaccredited, man? Is there a difference in your opinion?
Yeah, they're not doctors.
When they're not accredited. Come on, D, man, give them a break.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
If one day you just wake up and be like, yeah, man, I'm a doctor. Fuck it.
But you got courses online. You have courses online, D, where you can become a doctor in metaphysics.
Metaphysically speaking, that's bullshit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Oh, man, now I can't find it, man. But it's in here. What will be next class? Next class, we'll be talking about it, man. I put it in here, man. It's in here. Blerd is cited, though, man, for Black Hebrew Israelites, man.
You say you're a doctor of bullshit, huh?
You're Dr. Bullshit, man.
That's funny. Man, look.
All right. Well, it's been real, man. Hey, thanks so much for popping in the building. You know what I'm saying? Real life. Ken Nash, Hannah Jones, man.
Yeah.
My boy Beasley Deanzelino. What's up, Mella? Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all showing up, man. Thanks for hitting like, share, subscribe, man. Hey, remember, man, be a Blerd, man. Know a lot about something. Hopefully it's not metaphysics. It might as well be metaphysics or blue jeans or whatever, man. All right, y'all. Peace out.